Good morning. I couldn't swallow it. It was too dry. I'm getting ready to head off for the morning. Everything's pretty well packed up, just eating my honey buns and then getting on the road. Got about 11 miles to the little restaurant where I'm going to stop and eat before continuing on today. So let's get this day started. Woo! It was a warm night last night. The wind stopped blowing. That was kind of cooling it down yesterday afternoon and when I first got to the shelter. But it was pretty warm. I didn't have much on. Just my t-shirt, a base layer, and then I had my shorts with, I guess, a base layer of my pants over top the shorts. And I ended up having to take the base layer off in the middle of the night. It's just too hot and sweaty. And, I mean, when I did sleep, I slept well, though. When I finally got myself comfortable. I guess that's the problem with a 15-degree bag. Or a 21-degree bag, I should say. Is that it keeps you too warm on a warm night. So, you know, I wasn't in my tent. I didn't want to just lay on the ground. Dusty wood floor, and no, wanted to at least have something between me and it, and then have that bag there as well. So I stayed in it, but I use it more as a blanket, and it seemed to work more that way, or better that way for comfortability. But I slept good. It's one of those mornings that you're so hard asleep that when it's time to get up, your body is like melted butter. So it took me a little bit extra longer this morning to kind of get myself going. So all in all, I wanted to get started earlier, and I'm starting about the same time as yesterday, about 7:15. But I had found some water because I didn't think there was going to be any water for like 6 miles. because they have a shower and a sink there, the shelter, and they're shut off right now, probably because it's been cold days so much lately. But the visitor center is closed, but I did find a spigot outside of there, so I was able to get some water. Otherwise, I would have been going about 7 miles with just about that much water that I had left, which, you know, would have made it. It would have been uncomfortable and I would have been thirsty, but wouldn't have been dehydrated this time of day, you know, not really sweating or anything, and, you know, would have got there in 2 or 3 hours. 3 hours. Maybe 3.5. You know, so it would have been fine, but glad I found that spigot so could take that weight off my shoulders, have plenty of water to drink, you know, for this short 11 miles that I'm going to be going to this restaurant where I hope I'm not having too big of expectations of what this food's going to taste like. All right, let's carry on and get on with the day and do some conquering. So I just had a big climb to up here, and this is the direction I'm going. I'm up on a ridge right now, drop offs on both sides, just basically climbing across the ridge of these mountains, and it looks like I go forward here to, I don't know, another half mile or so, and then it turns and starts going north, and then it looks like I'll be climbing up all those probably on a ridge or along the sides on a ridge. But it's been a lot of this for, you know, the last, I don't know, 5 or 10 miles of yesterday and so far this morning, except for the climb to get me up here. So that looks like I'm seeing exactly what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 to 3 hours, just climbing up and down over top of all of those. All right, let's do it. Those ridges there are where I'm heading. Getting ready to turn here. Heading in that direction. And this is the direction I'm going right now, following the sun, heading east, and then I'll be turning north. A little bit of rocks in the trail, nothing too bad. I'm not cruising so super fast right now. I'm just kind of going through it. One of those moments where the body and the mind and the soul and the spirit is not all connected. They're all wanting to do different things right now. Oh, let's see. The body wants to eat. The soul, I don't know what it wants to do. It wants to be with its fiance, I guess. It's just the heart wants to be there. Oh, man. Just one of those days so far. I mean, I can't say one of those days. I've only been out here for an hour or two. An hour, I think. Just one of those mornings, though, where you woke up on the wrong side of bed, or you're hangry because you're so hungry. I don't know. Everything's irritating me right now. Had cell phone service for a second. Wasn't able to get 2 words out that could be understood because the signal was so bad. The wind is irritating me. Tripping on rocks is irritating me. The fact that I'm so hungry is irritating me. I've tripped on 3 twigs. That's irritating me. You'll have mornings like that. Still in a good mood, though. Still positive. Just get irritated kind of easily right now, I guess. Mainly because, I mean, I could almost guarantee it's mainly because I'm hungry. Woke up hungry. I had that honey bun, and that was it. I might stop and eat some more here a little bit, but I'm just going to be pushing through till I eat at that restaurant. And eating there and then carrying on and have a lot of fuel for this afternoon to be able to keep on cruising. And see, these rocks are slowing me down and they're irritating me. Oh, man. You gotta love it. Brings out all the emotions when you're out here. Happy, sad, angry, upset, disappointed, annoyed. Everything. All right, continuing on. Still feeling strong, still feeling good, just a bit annoyed. Can't wait to eat food. I'm trying not to think about all the food I'm going to eat. for lunch because I don't know what they serve. But whatever it is, I'm going to eat it and then carry on. All right, let's cross over all these ridges and get there. And my hair. Quit blowing in my eyes. I guess that would be more the wind, but that I'm annoyed with there. But the hair just keeps blowing. I keep brushing it away, and it keeps blowing in my eyes again. Never does that bother me. It's an everyday occurrence. But at this moment, I want to shave it all off. No, I'm not going to. Don't you dare worry. But yep, I need some food. Fortune needs his medicine. It's gotten quite cloudy all of a sudden, and like dark cloudy, like it might rain or something. It's not supposed to rain today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, but not today. So it did this kind of yesterday, about the same time. Had some dark clouds, or dark sky. It wasn't even clouds. Dirt. I mean, obviously it was clouds, but it wasn't like big bellowing storm clouds or anything. Just the sky was dark in the distance, and then it went away. Never rained or anything. Still sunny over there, hazy. But over here, which I'm coming up this right now, and then going over there, that's that big ridge that I was showing you, where it starts turning north, dips down on the one that I was heading east, and then you start climbing again. And as you can see, it's nice and steep. About 1,000-foot climb up here. And you pretty much stay on the ridge, I guess, before you start descending as you come into the highway where the restaurant is. But yeah, definitely steep. Taking my time because there's a lot of rocks and roots, and since I'm a little bit annoyed today, I don't want to let, sometimes I'll throw your equilibrium off and how you're thinking and stuff. So I'm taking it a little more slowly than I normally would to make sure I don't slip on things and get myself more annoyed. So, but climbing this up, I'm hoping that the day ends up looking like that and not like this. But I will take whatever it gives me, and we'll keep on going. And guess what? You're going to take it too, because you're along for the ride. I was a little bit wrong on that last clip. It didn't go up 1,000 right then. It went up about 400 or 500, and now it's dropping a couple hundred feet to a road, and then it starts going up again. So a little bit of difference from what I thought it was doing, but it was real steep at that moment. Now there's a descent. Not really steep, but oh my goodness, the rocks are everywhere right in this little section. Of course it's not, because I just said that. There's still a lot of rocks here, as you can see. But the problem is, they're small. It's not like they're dangerous or anything. They're just, some of them move. Some of them are implanted in the dirt, and then different shapes, sizes, cuts. So they jab you in the foot a lot, because you can't miss them, obviously. It's not like you could just play hopscotch with them. So they're a little bit of an annoyance, only because you can't really get any speed going downhill. So I don't know if it's with everybody else, but the slower I go down a hill, the more it pulls on my knees. I don't really have knee problems or anything, but you definitely feel it a lot more in the knees when you're having to pull back, going downhill because of, moving rocks or roots or anything like that would be obstacles that you have to kind of navigate through. But all in all, it's not that bad. The trail's in good shape. I'm just not a huge fan of all rocks. So yes, I know those of you that have done the trail in the past are saying right now, oh, you're going to love Rocksylvania. Oh, I am. I'm going to love it. I think the only time I'm annoyed by rocks, to be honest, is when I'm hungry and I'm going to food. It does change everything for me. I probably should learn to control that a little better in my head, but I like food, and I need food all the time because I'm so calorie deficient. And I mean, yesterday did 24 and a half miles, I think it was. 4,900 calories burned through an app I use, but that's not even including my backpack on me. So it was definitely 6,000 or more. Yeah, and there's no way I can eat that out here, so I'm always calorie deficient. I'm a pretty slim guy the way it is. I don't need to be losing a bunch more weight. I already lost quite a bit on the PCT. Never gained all that back. I have lost some already out here. From what I've seen on scales, it's probably like about 7 pounds. So, and not quite 6 weeks. So, I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to keep it going. I mean, I have strength, not obviously losing muscle or anything like that. I eat a lot, and a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, a lot of fats, all the things you need when you're out here. But town days, yeah, you definitely bank those for sure. And this is one of those days where I'm going to be banking, and so that's in my head. So the rocks and roots are probably a little more annoying than they usually are. Just trust me, it's a thing. If you haven't lived it, you don't know it. But when you are out here day after day, you look forward to town food. Like, I don't know, like some people look forward to their coffee in the mornings. It's like a necessity that needs to happen to continue on your day. And I'm going to be there soon. He's also on his way to Maine. It's going to take him a while to get there, but I wish him all the luck. Go get it. And here we have another northbounder on the Appalachian Trail. He's having a little struggle with the rocks right now. I feel you, buddy. These rocks stink sometimes. All right, see you in Katahdin. So I stopped at this stream here to fill up on some water. And it's right next to this shelter, Chatfield Memorial Shelter. There is supposed to be a privy with it, but there is no privy with it, which, doesn't bother me because I've had plenty of trees and rocks and logs. So yes, I had my morning business meeting. Yes, this is the segment of the show where we will talk about poop. Oh my goodness. I'm like that weird cousin you can't get rid of. Anywho, maybe what my mom used to say when I was a kid was right. That if you're in a bad mood and you're stressed and if you're sick, no matter what's wrong with you, you just need to poop. Maybe she's right. It's nice to have my relaxing time. However, and this is why I brought all that up, as I'm down next to this tree, doing my business in my business meeting, I look down and right where my feet are is bear scat. Big ol' amounts with, let's just say I know what bear scat looks like. The nuts and stuff inside. Yeah, you can tell bear scat when you've seen it, you know what it looks like. And it's right next to my foot. So now I'm in my business meeting. Just looking all over the place. Because it wasn't fresh, like within a few minutes fresh, but it was definitely fresh, like not days ago. How recent, I don't know. But I kept my eyes open. Like, I don't need, as much as I love bears, I don't need one coming up from behind me in my business meeting and interrupting my business meeting. Luckily, there was no bear to interrupt my business meeting, so all is good. And now, I guess I've made room for all the food I'm going to eat at the restaurant. Woohoo! All right, the first time today that I've had trail with no rocks on it. I can actually go my normal speed here. I don't even mind rocks here and there, but man, they were so thick through most of what I've done today. Like here, there's some rocks. I can take this. I mean, I can take any of it, obviously, but you know, a little bit of rocks is one thing, but rocks and roots everywhere, and then you have at least 1 to 3 inches of leaves covering it. So you can't really see all the rocks or where they are or which ones are pointed or which one's jagged, and you end up tripping on things or, you know, hurting your feet more than what you need to. So it's nice to have a little bit of a cruise your trail for a second. My stomach definitely appreciates it, that's for sure. Here was a little 0.1 side trail, 0.1 mile side trail to a farm from the 1890s. You could see some of the things that was used out in the farm. It's part of like a museum type of thing now. I don't know if anybody lives in that house, might just be the caretaker. But pretty cool. This is the machinery shed. Here it says corn crib. I have no idea what that means. Farm shop. The nice house up there. Wow, this is pretty cool. And this is the chicken house. Well, looky here. Hey, buddy. I'm thinking that rooster is not from 1890, though. That's a pretty cool little side trail to a little bit of history. Oh my goodness, did you see that? That's a dandelion. That means spring to me. It feels like spring out here. That sun's out today. Definitely over 70. Well, it's a pretty cool little side trail here if you're into that type of thing. I'm not necessarily into that type of thing, but that looked pretty cool. Kind of, you know what the old settlers, pioneers, type of farm. Obviously way past the settlers and pioneers, but 1890, that was after the Civil War. But pretty cool. All right, carrying on. Trail magic at the old one-room school, courtesy of West End United Methodist Church, Wytheville, Virginia. Now that is cool. A one-room schoolhouse. Real and in person. Not just on Little House on the Prairie. 2 little outhouses in the back. That is so cool. I got to check that out. Okay, so this is pretty darn awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my goodness. Obviously, this chalk up here is from other hikers that have been in here. Wow. A real live one-room schoolhouse. I don't think I've ever seen one except on movies. Look at a little stove in here to keep the kids warm. It's awesome. Obviously where the teacher sits. This is so awesome. And back here they have some boxes with some supplies and some food in it, if you want to take any. A little log book. I'm going to put my name on that one so everybody knows Fortune's been here. Let's go outside and see if we can check out the outhouses real quick. I want to see, did they look different in 1890? Okay, not exactly summiting mountains here, but this is pretty darn cool. Here we got boys. This is so cool. Oh, it doesn't take much to get me excited, does it? There it is. A wooden seat. Woo! Wouldn't want to get splinters from that. Well, this is pretty cool. All right, I'm carrying on now. I hear food calling. Getting closer, just a little under 2 miles from the restaurant, which I guess is considered Atkins, part of Atkins, Virginia. Feeling great, feeling strong, not annoyed anymore. Any annoyance that I did have, I think went away when I seen that old farmhouse and that old one-room schoolhouse. That was just too cool to see that schoolhouse, the way they've kept that up. I don't know, just I was picturing it, me being in there in 1890, and what a different world that would have been. That's kind of cool to see those once in a while here along this trail. Getting really close. Through those trees over there, I seen a gas station. And through there you could see probably cars going by. That's Interstate 81, I believe. I believe it's 81. And right after the restaurant, the trail goes underneath that. So getting really close to the food. Can hear the traffic. Beautiful little area here. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. But I'm going to go eat some food. Sweetwater Restaurant, home style. Woohoo! An Easter tree. Nice little pioneer and settlers looking here. Back on trail now. Wind's kicking up good. Walking through some meadows and some pastures here. Lunch was amazing. Had a bacon burger, a side of collard greens, which was some of the best collard greens I've ever had. Man, do I miss collard greens. Side of baked beans, side of baked macaroni and cheese, and a chili cheese hot dog, and Mountain Dew, and sweet tea. I was satisfied. I don't know about full, but satisfied, which is rare right now. But I'm telling you, that was some of the best food I've had on trail. So if you have a chance to get out there to Sweetwater Restaurant, basically Atkins, right where I-81 is, and I think it's Road 11 or Highway 11, I would do that. Some good food. But back on trail now. Got another 10, 15 more to go today at least. See how far I get. Gonna keep on keeping on. Woohoo! Rolling hills, rolling meadows. Terrain has changed again. I love it. That sure is gorgeous. Mountains that I just came from overlooking this meadow. And I'm heading this way. Gonna be climbing some hills and mountains over there in that forest. Actually more this direction, but then I think it turns back over here. Actually, this here is not the Appalachian Trail. The Appalachian Trail goes up here, so yeah, it's back here in those mountains or hills. One more time, what it just came from. Absolutely stunning. Definitely a lot of green here on the lower part of this particular part of the forest. I think more than I've seen so far. Looks very spring-like. Oh, it's beautiful. So I don't know what I'm on top of, but I'm definitely on top of something. That last part was so steep, it was like climbing up a wall. Good workout, but it was definitely steep for like that last quarter mile. And it just goes to remind me that when you look up at a mountain in your life, it can look scary, it can look steep, it can look like it's going to give you a lot of problems. But when you get on top of the mountain, it looks much smaller. And you look down at what you just overcame, and sometimes it's even beautiful. Those obstacles, and then you look out at the beauty that surrounds it, and you realize that you're on top of the mountain now. It's all symbolic to me about the obstacles in our life and overcoming. I don't know what mountain I'm on top of, but it's in the bag. Peekaboo, I see you. That's a lot of leaves right there. Can't tell where the trail is and where the drop off is. There we go. I can see it a little better. So I came across this creek. Nice running water. And this tent site right here, this log. And there's another one right there in the middle, and another one over there with a fire pit. Let me show you. I set up in the middle here. And I'll tell you why. Because as of last time I seen the weather, see the creek runs right here. It is supposed to rain, possibly storm, from like 6 o'clock in the morning till like 9 in the morning. So I took my tent and set it up underneath all of this. So number one, it's secluded. It's a little bit wet with condensation still from the last time, so I'm hoping that airs out. But as from the last time I used it, it frosted at night and it was rolled up on the side of my pack, so I guess it never got completely dry on the fly. But it is covered here with these trees, so if it does storm, a minimal amount of rain will get through. Obviously, it'll protect me from debris and other things that might fall if it's windy or anything like that. But this is home for the night. In case you haven't seen the tent before, that's my fly. It is the SL1 quarter dome. Plenty of room in here for my stuff. My backpack goes there. I lay down and I can sit up. Unlike the tent, the bivvy I had on the PCT. So this is home for the night. See y'all in the morning. Live life.